Everyone, Jono from Astalty here. I just want to talk a little bit about the ideal pieces of technology that every NDIS business owner should be operating with. So the first one really is kind of like your business operations and your CRM. These have different names: CCMS, CRM, CMS. But what I'm talking about is basically what you use to store your participant information. If you're doing scheduling and rostering, how you do your scheduling and rostering, things like staff information, the ability to roster staff onto supports, and many, many other things. And I feel like this is kind of like the backbone of most providers because this is where generally you spend most of your day to day. This is probably the most important piece of software to get right. So, definitely when you're kind of looking for a piece of software, don't take this lightly. Don't just jump at the first thing that you demonstrate. Make sure you do your due diligence and really think about, what services you're providing now, what services are you going to be providing into the future, and how does the CRM need to match for not only what you have now, but into the future. For example, if you're planning on growing your team, if you're planning on offering other services, if you're planning on getting registered, there's a big thing at the moment around mandatory registration. So you want to have something that has this inbuilt and can help assist in your compliance moving forward as well. So, number one, start thinking about your business CRM software. And so the next software is accounting software. So this could be your Xero, your MyOb, your QuickBooks, all this sort of thing. Now, as you're getting started on your business journey, you often don't think about getting accounting software. And for the most part, if you're a sole trader or an independent, you can kind of get by with tracking your expenses in a spreadsheet, hanging on to a shoebox full of receipts. But honestly, it is super painful. So my recommendation would be as soon as you can afford to go and buy software, accounting software, do it. It's just such a time saver when it comes to tracking expenses. As your business kind of starts to grow and things start to get more complex, some of them will link with payroll software. Some of them have payroll in them as well. So if you can kind of get two for one, that's great. But yeah, it's only so long before you can kind of keep running a spreadsheet, keep carrying a shoebox full of receipts to your accountant at the end of the year. And one of the things I really like about most accounting software is you can just take a photo of an expense and then reconcile it, especially if you've got the bank feed in the app and then you say like this expense or this receipt matches this expense, for example. So that's my number two. So the third one I recommend is payroll software. Now I kind of alluded to this before. Sometimes you can get QuickBooks and that can kind of link with KeyPay, at least it used to. I think KeyPay is now Employment Hero, so check that out if you're interested. But payroll software is a huge time saver for your business because when you're doing payroll and you've got multiple employees, the Shads Award is so complex and there's so much room for error when it comes to processing payroll that I wouldn't leave it to chance. I feel like there's too many risks when you're trying to interpret the award, apply that to your own employees and go, okay, at this hour, overtime kicked in. Or there was or wasn't an 8 hour break in between supports. Or this is a broken shift, or this is a break. Payroll software can handle all of this for you. So you haven't got to second guess yourself, potentially put you and your business at risk. And when you're getting things started, you want to get things started on the right foot. You don't want to be having to do back paying employees because you've been interpreting the award wrong. So payroll software is my number three. Now my number four is HR software. So some software have a lot of HR functionality built into it, and if you can find a business and a business operations and a CRM software that can handle that for you, then that's great. If you can't, then having separate HR software like an Employment Hero or a Bamboo HR to make sure you can track things like contracts and position descriptions, sign documents and policies and procedures. You can track supervisions, performance review dates, and any other kind of important employee milestones as well. So another great addition, sometimes depending on your budget as well, this might be an afterthought. Maybe you do have to do the spreadsheets. If you can, definitely check out to see what functionality your business CRM has in it and whether or not it has the ability to do some of the things I mentioned there as well. All right, so the next one is marketing software. So something that can handle your email updates, whether you do like a monthly newsletter, if you do regular updates to participants, stakeholders, support coordinators as well. Marketing software like a MailChimp is great for this. And as well as this, if you can find something like I use HubSpot. I'm just going to throw that out there. And that handles our newsletters and it handles our content scheduling as well. So if you can find a CRM that kind of does all in the one, even better. Sometimes you might need two, depending on your budget, depending on the price of some of these pieces of software. I know they can be pretty expensive. So sometimes it's easy to run two. If you can find one, that's great. But these are great for really any size business as well. You know, you don't have to be at a team of 10, 20, 30 before you can start marketing your business. Generally, when you are starting out, you just want to get your brand out there as much as possible. So, you know, marketing software can help with that as well. Cool. So the last one here is spreadsheets. So no matter what your business size is, no matter how many other great pieces of software that you find, spreadsheets just work. You know, sometimes you just need a spreadsheet to handle something. So you can't really go without them. So I would recommend either using Microsoft Excel or Google Sheets. My personal preference is Google Sheets. I'm a Google user, so I don't really have to pay anything extra to use it, which is great. I'm already connected to, Gmail and use that. And then so is everyone in my organization. So that kind of allows me to create spreadsheets and I can share links with people. I can share links with people outside the organization as well. So let's say that I've just created a spreadsheet and I need to share it with my accountant or something like that. I can change the permissions around so I can share that with anyone outside of my business. And I can tweak it so that he can only view it, he can't edit it. And, there's some granular permissions that I really like using there. So I hope you guys found that useful. Definitely check out some of the ones that I mentioned. And thanks for watching.